All right, all right, all right. Hello, welcome back. It is another ScorchCast Sunday. But not just any ScorchCast Sunday. This is a Burn KC birthday weekend. ScorchCast Sunday. Um, got the Chiefs game going on in the background. Kind of the same thing. The last time the Chiefs played prime time. Um, Gonna do some live reactions as well as go over the general ScorchCast stuff. So happy you're here. Come tap in. Give your opinions in the comments down below. Um, and let's have a great time, shall we? For those that couldn't join me for the birthday weekend, it was a lot of fun. Thank you to everyone that did. It was a blast. I can't thank you all enough for being so supportive and being just great people. So much appreciated. I yeah, I can't thank you all enough for the gifts, for the company, and for the great times. So um, much appreciated. It was a lot of fun. That being said, um, our Movember numbers are looking about the same as they were the last time I checked. Um, Nice little catch there by Jody Fortson. Give me just a second. Pull up the Movember numbers here. I believe we are up to around yep, we're up to $120 now, of our $500 target. Obviously, we got a little ways to go in. Give me 1 second. Oh my gosh. Okay. Sorry. Patrick Mahomes just threw the ball 30 feet into the air. Um, Probably higher, if we're being completely honest. But what was I talking about? Oh yeah, Movember. So $120, solid. Got to reach that $500 goal for the goodies though, and um, just uh, just the content that I have planned for if they hit the $500 goal. Isaiah Pacheco just broke a great run, but you know, thank you to everyone that has donated thus far. We've reached $120, which is definitely a good donation for sure, for little old me. So, but like I said, $500 is the goal, to kind of unlock those special goodies that I got planned. So. Patrick Mahomes with a nice throw there. If it seems like I'm a little lackadaisical, I'm kind of tired from a very long weekend. A fun weekend, but a long weekend. I'm gonna keep myself hydrated here, so if you see me taking drinks, just it's water. I promise. Depending on how this game goes, it may turn to vodka. We'll see. Um, I'm kidding. Um, but that being said, it's looking good so far. Chiefs are just about in the red zone. They're about at the 30-yard line. Um, I really think that the run game is going to be super important here. The Chargers just have not played it all that well, like the announcers at the beginning of the game or at the pregame said. The running game is where we're gonna exploit this Charger defense. Obviously, they've got a great pass rush with Joey Bosa and Khalil Mack on either side, and then their corners are pretty good too. Obviously, they have Asante Samuel Jr., Derwin James. Herb Adderley's not bad either. But overall, it should be a classic Chiefs-Chargers game. Close all the way through, so it should be a good one. Patrick Mahomes back to pass here. Finds what looks to be Sky Moore for the first down game. But might have to sneeze here. Hold on. Maybe. Never mind. Back to November though. $120 is definitely a good chunk of money. So thank you so much to everyone that's donated thus far. We can reach that $500 goal. I really think we can, and just make an impact on men's mental health. I think that'll be absolutely huge. Clyde Edwards-Helaire rumbling along for about a 7-yard gain. But what was I going to say? Yeah, they're talking about Clyde Edwards-Helaire getting passed by Isaiah Pacheco on the depth chart. I think everyone that knows the Chiefs really well saw this one coming. Clyde Edwards-Helaire was kind of in a put up or shut up year, and he's so far been okay, but nothing spectacular. So, and that'll be a dropped ball by Travis Kelce. Surprisingly enough, Patrick Mahomes looks like he got hit pretty hard. It looks like the Chief may be down. Nope, never mind. Just an offensive lineman by the looks of it got pancaked. I will send the Movember link here. Give me just a moment. Let me find it in my phone here. No pass interference, I suppose. And we're in a close range field goal area, which Butker's been struggling with as of recent, is those close range field goals. He's had some good shots downfield. That absolutely should have been pass interference. Kind of surprising that there was no call there, but oh well. Looks like Harrison Butker's lining up for a field goal. We'll take the points here as long as he can get them. Which, for Harrison Butker, who is supposedly one of the better kickers in the NFL, he's been very inconsistent when it comes to short-range field goals. And you have to ask yourself, okay, do we want a kicker that can boot it from long range, or do we want a consistent kicker? And in my opinion, we want a consistent kicker. And I'm not saying Harrison Butker needs to be released or anything like that, but it's definitely a perk to have that consistency when it comes to guys that are getting you your points. So, let me get the link tree link here. Give me just a moment. Oh, wait. Just a second, I'm going to post it in the comments here. Nope. Alright. And that's the link there for the Sunday ScorchCast. I don't know what I'm saying. That's the link for Movember. Hit it up if you have not already. Thank you to everyone that's donated thus far. We've hit $120, which is definitely a good chunk of money there. $500 is kind of the ideal spot. But take for one guy, raising $120 for men's mental health is very important to me. So again, thank you so much to everyone that's donated. We're definitely making headway, and hopefully we can make one last push for donations for Thanksgiving. So it's gonna be a good time. I got some stuff planned to possibly raise some funds, maybe a little bit of a video game stream going, get that going or something like that. Who knows? Maybe, I don't know. I'll think on it here. I do definitely want to do something though to kind of dedicate um, to November. Obviously, every stream is a chance to raise money, and this will also hopefully um, have a shot at raising some funds. But so far, it's been going great, and I really could not ask um, for a better birthday present than for people to donate so much to a cause that I care about a lot. So, we'll be talking about KU football here. Next commercial break. It was not a great result for really anyone that was directly involved with that game. I'm, of course, talking about K State as well, who had a shot to clinch a spot in the Big 12 tournament a Big 12 championship with a KU win and a KU win, and obviously them winning. They did their part. KU did not. Let's just say that for now. But 3-0 Chiefs here. Chargers on offense. A nice throw there, completed to Keenan Allen, who is back from injury. Kind of a tale of two teams here. One team getting back their star wide receivers, and the other losing their star wide receivers. The Chiefs lost Juju Smith-Schuster and Mecole Hardman to injury this week. Juju is out with a concussion. Mecole, I think, has an abdomen injury of some sort. I'll have to look that up and clarify it. I think it's either abdomen or lower body. But obviously you got depth at that position with Kadarius Toney, Justin Watson, Sky Moore, and I think the Chiefs will be fine. I think we might see a coming out party for Kadarius Toney, depending on how much the Chiefs pass today. Again, I think it's going to be a very run-heavy game, but we'll just have to see. Herbert launches one way downfield, and he's wide open. He's got Josh Palmer for the score. Touchdown, Chargers. And yeah, Juan Thornhill got burnt there. That looked real bad. I'm not sure where the coverage was there, but that was rough. Oh no. I'm not sure what McDuffie was doing, but I don't think that should have been on Thornhill. That was rough. That was really, really rough. Confirmation on the score. What, did he drop it? Okay. Yeah, he's got the score. I'm not sure what they're looking at. But kind of a case of blown coverage there. Has Justin Herbert capitalizing on it, getting it to Josh Palmer, one of his new favorite targets this year specifically. And he's paid dividends for sure. He's caught the ball quite a bit. He's gotten a lot of yards after catch. It's just been a very good season for Josh Palmer. So, yeah, no, he saw him and he got him. I mean, that was just textbook. You can't really write it any easier than that, unfortunately. So it looks like this is going to be a very offense-heavy game. Hopefully, the Chiefs can respond with a touchdown of their own. So, now that we've reached a commercial break, though, let's talk some KU football. KU football got embarrassed on their final home game of the season against Texas, who, in my opinion, played with a chip on their shoulder for sure. Um, it just did not look good. And referees aside, they were bad. Don't get me wrong; they were very, very bad. Big 12 referees are just doing exceptionally poor this year, and it's really shown that that Big 12 referees have just not really changed since the Mangino era. Even it's just kind of looked like the OU Texas show, and no one else, and that's just kind of sucks for the rest of us. Um, I know K-State fans resonate with that. Obviously, again, I'm not blaming the referees for getting blown out 55-14. I mean, that looked like your 2010 to 2021 KU football. Just absolutely awful all around. Jalen Daniels looked completely out of sync. He played scared because of the injury. I personally don't think he should have been playing. It didn't really seem like they had a quarterback down packed. Um, it just didn't seem like they had a quarterback down packed. By the beginning of the game, they kind of were just like, "Oh yeah, let's just throw Daniels out there," without really considering, "Oh well, it shows that KU coaching wasn't really prepared." Um, it didn't really fall on the players, in my opinion. I think well, aside from the defense that could not tackle to save their life, I don't know what their defensive assistants are teaching there, but that's not how you tackle at all. You don't wrap around the shoulder area. Um, Coming from a rugby player, that's just the worst way to tackle because you get ran over. Just plain and simple, you get ran over. But just overall, just a piss poor performance from KU football. As far as KU basketball, we'll get with them next commercial break. Chiefs ball, 1st and 10 at the 25. Holmes is dropping back in play action. It looks like he's found Travis Kelce, his favorite target, obviously. Kelce had a couple, or one or two, bad drops on that last drive, so I'm happy to see that Patrick Mahomes is still sticking with his number one. I've noticed whenever Travis is struggling, Patrick tries to find alternatives to little success. So it's just kind of, good to see that his number one is functioning properly still. Gets it to Sky Moore, who takes a shot. Didn't quite look like targeting. Looks like it was shoulder to head. And even then, it wasn't really that vicious of a hit. Still got the catch. Still got about 7 yards. I hope what Chris Collinsworth is talking about right now is Sky Moore's confidence, even after all those dropped punts and everything like that. And I tend to agree. I hope his confidence isn't completely shot after that. And when he makes catches like that's reassuring for sure. So Clyde Edwards-Helaire ran it for about 3 yards. Ended up getting the first down there, so keeps the drive alive. It's looking like the Chiefs want to dink and dunk down the field. I don't know if that was the game plan per se, but obviously, running the football is going to play a factor here. So you're going to see these long, drawn-out drives. And hopefully the Chiefs' pass defense can shape up to where the Chargers will have to play our game. So, that being said, I don't know if we necessarily want that a whole lot, given the fact that Austin Eckler is their running back. The Chargers are just a dangerous team, and they always have played the Chiefs very, very well. And just this is going to be a dogfight. I don't expect the Chiefs to run away with this. This is going to be a very explosive offensive game. So on both sides of both teams. 1st and 10 here. I don't know what that shovel pass was. What in God's green earth was that? It looks like Patrick Mahomes is upset after that play call, and rightfully so. I mean, I'm not entirely sure. It looks like Clyde's getting worked on. But a shovel pass on 1st and 10, right straight into the teeth of the defense. I've talked about the Chiefs getting too cute, and that shovel pass, unless it's ran on the goal line, I don't understand why they run it, personally. Yeah, Travis Kelce is a great, versatile ball carrier, but Patrick Mahomes got about 3 or 4 yards there on the scamper to get away from pressure, which he kind of just faced right off the bat. Yeah, it looks like, well, no one really got beat all that bad. It's just, oh, wow, yeah, no, that should have been a face mask. Well, that's what it is. 3rd and 6 for the Chiefs. I would expect some sort of slant pattern here. No flag. Intended for Marcos Valdez-Scantling, and he's still looking for one. I'd have to see a replay. I'm not sure what this back judge is seeing here, but that's not PI. No, never mind. I don't think that was enough for PI. Bucker's on to attempt a field goal, though. Let's see if he can notch one here. It's a deeper one, so. And he hits it. So it's 7-6 Chiefs. Field goals are not going to win this game, though. So I would have liked to have seen a touchdown there. I think everyone else, I think that's just kind of stating the obvious. But, we'll take the points. Butker looks like he's same old Butker, thankfully. Let's hope that can continue, because apparently he's the only one scoring points. But talking about KU football now, or KU basketball, excuse me. KU basketball squared off against Southern Utah the other night. And Southern Utah played them real well. It was really a game that went right down to the wire, in Allen, no less, against a mid-major school. I'm not even sure what conference Southern Utah is from, but, very typical Kansas Jayhawks basketball to kind of let the mid-major hang with you early in the season. It's happened with teams like Vermont. It's happened with teams like Lafayette and a couple other teams that have just kind of stayed with KU basketball in Lawrence, which can be kind of concerning, honestly. But obviously they prevailed. Norm Roberts is 4-0 as KU basketball's head coach. And Bill Self has served his 4-game suspension, so he'll be back. I'm excited to see how KU basketball changes. I don't think it'll change all that much, but who knows? Maybe Bill Self's got some tricks up his sleeve. Maybe he's been in the film room just kind of watching these past couple games with intent and is feeling, who are the players that he can lean on and depend on. And right now, I think that's Jalen Wilson, DeJuan Harris, and Grady Dick. So just those three phenomenal guys are doing real well. Obviously, the main concerns are the bigs and, kind of figuring out the identity of the front court. KJ Adams has had some good moments. Ernest Uday has had some good moments as well. But other than that, I mean, we've hardly seen Zach Clements, so I'm not sure. And then Cam Martin must still be injured as well, so it's kind of whittled down to Adams and Uday, and right now it's kind of equal across the board. Kevin McCullough, though, does not look like he's cracked up to be at the moment. I would like to see what MJ Rice can do. I think MJ Rice is a solid player, and I would like to see more of him. That doesn't mean Kevin McCullough's cut out of the lineup entirely, but I think we might see more MJ Rice in the starting lineup. So, and there's Austin Eckler there with decent 7-8 yard gain, just straight through the teeth of the Chiefs defense. But yeah, KU basketball just, they beat Duke, and I feel like they were riding that high coming into the Southern Utah game. That being said, the front court's going to be a struggle, and the perimeter shooting is going to be a struggle. So it's your typical KU basketball team of the past couple years since Udoka left, at least. So good hit there by Nick Bolton, just stops Austin Eckler right in his tracks. I tell you, I mean, the Chiefs' linebacking core is, when they're on, they're on. I mean, Nick Bolton is just a high-energy, high-octane player, as is Willie Gay. Willie Gay is just less disciplined, I feel like, than Bolton. I mean, Bolton plays like he's played in the league for 7-8 years. I mean, he's just such a good, smart linebacker that can fill the gaps quickly and play good pass defense, too. So we're bringing the heat there, and that's not going to be in, I don't think. Oh, I would look at that. I'm not sure if he made the catch in bounds there. I would take a look. Mike Williams. Oh, that may have been a catch. Wow. That was a... Oof. I don't think there would have been enough to overturn it there. That's a solid catch. So, yeah, it looks like Mike Williams' ankle is bothering him. So maybe we spoke too soon on the Chargers receivers being healthy. I kind of dropped the ball on explaining that point there, but Chiefs are missing Juju Smith-Schuster and Mecole Hardman. The Chargers got back Keenan Allen and Mike Williams, though, so that's huge for them. But obviously they survived with guys like Josh Palmer and all that. And speaking of the devil, Josh Palmer makes a catch. So I'm wondering if he had control there. Alright, so 1st and 10, Chargers and Chiefs territory here. I've always liked these white jerseys. I mean, white on white definitely looks good on us. We just gotta play good in it, I guess. Great defense there by L'Jarius Sneed. He played Palmer well, and it looks like Palmer is slow to get up. That was a solid play there. But yeah, Palmer's still down. That would be a big loss for the Chargers. So, might break the commercial? Yep, it will. All right. So, K-State football. Let's talk about K-State football. Moving on from KU for now, because boy howdy, after that football game, I do not want to speak about the Jayhawks for very much longer. But speaking of the Jayhawks, K-State football is going to go up against said Jayhawks in the Sunflower Showdown in Manhattan. Hopefully it'll be a good game. It kind of just depends on which KU football program or KU football shows up. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw Jason Bean back in there for this final game. There's a possibility that we could see Jalen Daniels again for those first couple drives, but I mean, if he starts doing as poor as he did this past game, we might see some Bean. I expect Leipold to exercise both quarterbacks and see what they can do there. But who knows? Maybe KU threw this game because they wanted to keep Leipold and Daniels there. And Kotelnicki as well. But moving to K-State football. K-State football did not quite secure a berth in the Big 12 championship just yet. They still have a shot to. I think Texas still has to lose because Texas does have that tiebreaker. And then obviously K-State's got to win against KU come this next Saturday. I know of a couple people that are going. I've considered going to that game, but obviously I will have some family stuff going on that Saturday, so because it's Thanksgiving. So, but that being said, I don't think we'll see Adrian Martinez come back, so that might be a big thing for KU or for K-State. Again, that being said, Will Howard's played a heck of a season thus far, and I fully expect them probably to just continue on with Will Howard even through bowl season. So, you know, Adrian Martinez is great, but obviously he's injured, and Will Howard's been performing really well. Chargers go for a pass intended for what looks to be Keenan Allen, and they'll hit a fourth down. They're bringing on Cameron Dicker, I believe. Is Dicker still their kicker? He is. And he makes that kick. Cameron Dicker finding his way. Former Texas kicker. So, and look at that, another commercial break. Still a one possession ball game though. Chiefs are down 6-10 right now. I still fully expect them to come down and score this next game. So, okay. Give me just a few moments here. Okay. Nice quick commercial break, so that's why I didn't go into my next couple topics. It's going to be a shorter ScorchCast segment of this live stream. I don't have a ton to talk about. I didn't already talk about last week. Nothing really came about. since then. I'll get into the World Cup that for the U.S. starts tomorrow. I'll get into that a little bit, but I won't get too far into it. But that's pretty much the only news. I mean, so it was a layer kind of coming off with a limp that last offensive drive. He's going back to the locker room, so that might prove to be something. I would expect to see more Jerick McKinnon now, and obviously Isaiah Pacheco too. But we might see a big game from Isaiah Pacheco here over Kadarius Toney, which a lot of people, I'm sure, were not expecting. So, and that's a nice play there. It's going to be a flag. I'm not sure on what happened, or on who and what happened. Pointed to someone. I'm not sure. They're still deliberating, as referees this year, I feel like, do. So. Kadarius Toney gets called for a crackback block. In my opinion, one of the worst rules in the NFL. I think it's a very silly rule. You talk about all these penalties that give the offense an advantage. I'm not entirely sure what. That's a pretty silly call, in my opinion. I think that is a very. So, contact to the head is what they called it for. I think he just got rocked, personally. I think Kadarius Toney just, showed that he's been in the weight room. Pocket collapsing. Patrick Mahomes just gives the ball away. Nothing for an intentional grounding, thankfully. I thought that flag may come in. That Chargers pass rush is just getting to him. I'm not sure who Trey Smith was blocking there. That could have been a hold on Creed Humphrey, too. Or no, Joe Tooney, my apologies. But 2nd and 20, 2nd and 21 now, actually. So, Patrick Mahomes stepping up and gets the ball to Justin Watson. Gain of about 15 there. So it'll be 3rd and about 7. He really just throws the ball like a baseball. I mean, so 3rd and 8. It's again at 13, not again at 15. And that'll be a 1st down. Kelsey goes downfield. He's got a nice gain there. That'll be good for some fantasy points, which is another topic they'll have to get into that I didn't get into last ScorchCast. I won. I finally won another game. Nice play there by Travis Kelce. He gains about 21 there, I think. Roughly. And there's Jerick McKinnon. Oh, gain of 33. Wow, I can't do math today, I guess. Just got an alert from fantasy. So, Chiefs are driving now. They're in opposing territory, about the 34 of the Chargers. Trips right here with, looks like Toney coming up top. Mahomes is just going to step and run. And he'll get the first. He got tagged by 59. Not sure who that is. I'm not sure what the flag is here either. There is a flag. It might be holding. Yeah. There's a hold on Creed Humphrey. A rare hold on Creed Humphrey. I would like to see a replay on that. I'm not sure if. Oh, that's a real soft hold. That's a soft hold. These referees have been pretty pretty heavy towards the Chargers thus far. Um, I know I say that I am not generally a negative critic of referees, but I feel like I really have been these past couple of weeks. So my apologies to my officiating family. um, it's just like real bad. It has at the professional level, and I think that drastically affects the youth level as well. When you have this kind of inconsistent officiating that just makes people angry. And it carries over into youth sports, unfortunately. So I think you guys do have an impact, and that you guys need to fix it. um, Big 12, I'm talking to you. And the NFL, but I mean, the NFL's always had an issue, especially ever since the advent of the replay. There's just been such a big issue with refereeing, um, because you still have, I don't know, you still have that discretion of the referee, but I think people are less understanding because you do have that chance to go back and look at it. And when you don't choose to do so, it can kind of be a hairy situation. So, Joe Montana in the Guinness commercial. Still have no idea what he has to do with Guinness or the Irish, other than the fact that he played for Notre Dame. But you know what? Guinness has to do their American marketing somehow, right? Um, Going through the ScorchCast list, though, let me talk a little bit about Don Bosco. This Friday, the Kansas City Blues are going to be doing a charity event over at Brady and Fox off of 63rd Street. It's a Don Bosco toy drive event. There will be a raffle. Tickets are $20 a piece. Get them while you can, and it'll be a great time. It'll be a fun razor. So it'll be fun. The rugby guys will be there. Bring a toy. You know, give these kids something to write home about for for Christmas this year. These kids. Hold on. Nice catch there by Jody Fortson, who gets it knocked out, but he was down, I think. But going back to Don Bosco, it's a great initiative for kids that are a little bit less fortunate. Obviously, Christmas is such a hard time for many families. It's extremely stressful, especially with families that have a little bit lower income. So this is just kind of a hand up, and rugby team's doing some good. So go bring a toy, go have some fun, go have a few drinks, and just be merry. It's the most wonderful time of year. So that's a big time event that I'm promoting, as well as Movember. Obviously this year again is so hard for many people, and just kind of giving people a hand up is part of the reason for the season, in my opinion. So donate what you can, give your time, energy, money, whatever, to causes that you feel most passionate about, and help each other out. First and goal here for the Chiefs. It looks like Travis Kelce's going to bounce out and score the touchdown there. There it is. First touchdown for the Chiefs goes to Travis Kelce. Some fantasy points, baby. Looks like another cutesy screen bubble shovel BS, but it ended up working out because Travis Kelce is an extremely athletic tight end. Nice little touchdown there. So good on Travis. Chiefs are in the lead now, 13-10, pending the extra point. Keyword pending, but it looks like Butker knocks it through. So 13-10. Nice play there by Travis Kelce to make the Chiefs go up. And continuing on, we'll talk about fantasy at half. We'll talk about fantasy at half. Because I have some things to say. We're not out of the playoffs just yet, folks. I'm not out of the playoffs just yet. You underestimate my power. But talking about the World Cup now, the United States kicks off the Soccer World Cup. Get it? Kicks. Sorry. But USA Soccer, men's soccer, will be having their first match of their World Cup journey against Wales tomorrow at 1. Wales is a tough squad. Obviously, Gareth Bale is one of the best players in the world. It'll be a tough game. It'll be a tough opening game. USA's got great athletes. They've got the tools to make it out of that group. But it's just so inconsistent. I mean, that's kind of just been the story for USA Soccer for years now. It's just that inconsistency in that finding their footing against teams like teams like England, who's in this group, teams like Argentina, teams like Portugal, France, and others that are just soccer factories. And the growth of soccer in the United States has been, that's a lot of turkeys. Sorry. But, oh my God, they're such ugly birds. If you don't know me, I have a kind of a phobia of birds. I don't like that. That's an ugly bird, if I've ever seen one. But dang, do they taste good. I digress, though. USA Soccer just has the growth and talent crop to be an elite nation. It's just a matter of consistency and getting the organizational prowess in the right spot. So, and I have another World Cup that I would like to talk about that I unfortunately have to talk about, and that's the Rugby World Cup coming up in 2023. And unfortunately, it's bad news regarding USA Rugby. So we'll be talking about that at a later commercial break. Like I said, fantasy's probably going to be safe for halftime. Then after that, I don't really have much else outside the game to talk about. So let's just watch the game, shall we? So 1st and 10, Chargers get the ball at the 33. Jeez Louise. Got to make the tackle there. McDuffie just ate it, and Jones had to make that tackle. I understand the hype surrounding Trent McDuffie's coverage. the dude can't tackle. I mean, from what I've seen, he can't tackle. He can't put a shoulder into a guy, and he's fast enough and physical enough to do so. We've seen it, but just the tackling is not there. So once the guy does catch the ball, it's been detrimental. And Austin Eckler rumbles forward for that first down. Looks like L'Jarius Sneed took him down. Chargers running a hurry-up offense here. They're going to go with a screen that gets blown up. I don't know why you're throwing in Jalen Watson's direction. I like him more than I like McDuffie, if we're being honest. I think he's got the issues of his own, but he tackles more efficiently, and he covers about as well. So that may have been hands to the face there if Josh Palmer's not careful. But 2nd and 12 here. Chargers still in their own territory. Pretty close to the 50, though. Herbert in shotgun formation. It looks like they're just running a spread here. Dunlap's coming, and he gets a hand on that ball, I think. I'm not entirely sure where that ball was going. There was no one really in the area. But again, it may have been tipped. So he just drove back 79. And here comes the Chiefs again, and they're going to get him this time. Mike Dana coming up with the sack. And that'll get the Chargers offense off the field. Big defensive stand there. Looks like, rookie just got dominated by Mike Dana, which, it's Mike Dana. Arguably one of our more inconsistent D linemen, but when he's on, man. And he was on by the looks of it. We almost got a piece of that punt. It's a good punt. And I believe that's Tony returning it. He'll just return it back to the 21, I think. And that's being generous. All right. Back to the commercial break, though. Let's talk about the Rugby World Cup. Let's just get this out of the way. The United States tied Portugal 16-16 on just an absolutely awful effort from USA Rugby. I mean, there was a lot of, I don't want to say awful effort. It just looked like a team that was trying not to lose rather than trying to win, if that makes any sense at all. Just too many mistakes against a team that your average rugby team even would dog walk. I mean, if it was Argentina out there, Argentina's winning by 3 tries. And not that I'm, credit to Portugal, congrats on the World Cup berth and everything like that. They've been there before, and they're a good team in terms of the lower echelon of rugby nations. But I mean, for the U.S., that was an extremely winnable game, and they just kind of fumbled it away. I mean, that's all it was. And you had a lot of players talking about, we put in 110% effort. I'm not necessarily blaming the players. I'm blaming the front offices and the coaching that is just absolutely abysmal. And it's just been incredibly inconsistent. It doesn't seem like there's really a whole lot of focus at actually, bringing up grassroots rugby. And that's the main issue here, is just not having that youth interest in rugby. And that's what's killing USA. Because, you can bring as many internationals over here as you want. But until you actually get native-born players that are good, your national team's going to struggle. We see that with U.S. men's soccer. It's very reminiscent of that. Nothing for nothing, but there are people, in my opinion, that should be fired after that game. It's inexcusable that a nation like the United States can't qualify for the Rugby World Cup. So that's kind of just my 2 cents on it. I may talk about it more next commercial break, but it was just a rough outing, and I almost feel bad for the players. So. But Chiefs have the ball now. It's your 2nd and 3 at the 28 of the Chiefs. Running a empty backfield here, and Mahomes just barely gets it away. It looks like Tony was in the area, thankfully. That could very well have been an intentional grounding if Tony doesn't double back and get there to try and catch that ball. There was no way he was going to catch it, per se, but yeah, Bosa just got pressure on him, and wait, does Bosa wear number 56? Has he always worn 56? That's Bosa, right? I thought he wore 97. Goodness gracious, Travis. That was a bad offensive series there. Kelsey just couldn't get turned around. Or, I don't know. It just looked very out of sync. Mahomes, I think, got rattled there pretty hard by Bosa. Yeah, no, that was just a bad throw. So, would have gotten the first if it were completed, but Kelsey just couldn't get turned around. And, they may get charges for hitting the kicker there. They got Townsend. I'm not sure if they're going to call anything. And it looks like they won't. Well, that's cool. Juan Thornhill paying tribute to the 3 Virginia football players that got killed this past week. That's just such a sad story. Gun violence is such a problem in this country, and to have kids that were just so full of promise die like that is just heartbreaking. So credit to Thornhill there. Virginia alum, obviously, but still very special tribute and touching tribute. So, Charger ball, 2nd and 10. Looks like from their 30. So we'll see if the Chiefs defense can get another stop here. That was a very quick offensive possession, so kind of just off the field, on the field for this Chiefs defense. And so far they're holding up. Austin Eckler gains about 5 yards there. Going to make it 3rd and mid for the Charger offense. And yeah, Travis Kelce looks obviously pretty frustrated there. I'm hoping that this is not a game where he gets flustered, because obviously we saw with the Titans, an angry Travis Kelce does not play well. So, 3rd and 4 here. Herbert steps in and just completes it to, looks like the fullback. So, the least likely suspect. Oh, he's a tight end. And Justin Reed just really could not stay with him in coverage there. He had a good release down the side, down the middle lane there. So 1st and 10. Chargers still in Charger territory. They're going to run a screen here. That gets about 3 or 4. Willie Gay takes him down. Trent McDuffie actually got him in his legs, which, good tackling effort by him. Isaiah Spiller. Is he related to CJ Spiller per se? Maybe. I don't know. Went to Texas A&M. I don't know. Alright, so Chargers kind of running a tight package here. I would expect a run. It's going to be a play action pass. And yeah, Chiefs got pretty fooled by it. It looks like Watson was in coverage there on Carter, who is another pretty decent target for Herbert. They've got great wide receivers over at the Chargers. It's a lot like us. Even their guys that don't get as much playing time are still readily available and ready to play and make that big play. So 1st and 10, Chargers in Chiefs territory, about the 35-yard line. And Palmer is back on the field, and he gains about 5 or 6 there before Willie Gay takes him down. Okay. And it looks like Josh Palmer got the catch there. It looks like they'll give him the first. I thought he may have stepped out a hair past that marker, or before that marker, but it looks like they ran. Okay, he was short, so it was 3rd and 1, but that time they got the first down. Justin Herbert just dives over and reaches that first. But it'll be 1st and 10, Chargers is about the 25. Let's see what the Chargers run here. They do like to run it when they get down towards the goal line. Obviously, they got Eckler. That's just an astounding running back. Doesn't look like he's in there, though. It looks like that's Spiller, who just runs through the deep. Wow. Good run there by Isaiah Spiller that just runs right through the teeth of the defense. Linebacker's just not filling the holes there. And just a good blocking effort as well, because Bolton gets thrown back. And Isaiah Spiller's just taking it to that second level. So 13-10, 1st and 10 from about the Chiefs 13. And just Chargers continuing to go at that run, and they're gashing the Chiefs defense. I mean, obviously, Joe Lombardi, the great Vince Lombardi's grandson, I think, is the Chargers offensive coordinator, and he's got some tricks up his sleeve, as we've seen. So big red zone stop here would be good. And Eckler just bounces through. He may have gotten the first. Nick Bolton was there. I'm not sure. It'll kind of just depend on where the spot is. Another missed tackle by Trent McDuffie. It'll be 3rd and inches. I would expect probably an inside give here to Eckler. Looks like someone called a timeout. I think it was the Chargers. Yeah. Just going into their kooky little graphics here for Sunday Night Football, so with that, I'm paying attention to my phone. Frankly speaking, doesn't provide any more needed information. So we got 3rd and inches. It looks like the Chiefs may have called a timeout. Or the Chargers called it. No, the Chiefs called a timeout. Okay, the referee was just pointing in the wrong direction. Looks like the Chargers tried to catch him off guard there. Chiefs didn't look like they had any idea what they were doing. They were running people on and off the field. So I think the Chargers are just trying to get him to get that 12-man penalty. Boy, howdy, they almost did. Yeah, just some obvious frustration after a long drive, after a pretty bad offensive possession. And for those that care, Mizzou basketball won against Mississippi Valley State. Congrats to Mizzou basketball, a team that everyone cares about. But 3rd and inches here. Looks like it's going to be a run up the gut, and, well, that was a good play. Outside backer just got completely fooled there. Just fullback give. On a simple fullback give. Yeah, I think everyone was just expecting a quarterback sneak there and just wasn't there. So 1st and goal here. Chargers are threatening for half. They do get the ball at half, and he gets stopped. Or no, he doesn't. He's in for the touchdown. It looked like he may have gotten pushed back. There is a flag. Be a face mask. Yeah, you can't really do that, Leo. Or no, that's Nick. Oh, jeez. Come on, Nick. I was just complimenting his discipline. Unfortunate. So, Charger touchdown. Pending the extra point, it's going to be 17-13. Looks like they're going to knock it through here. So 17-13, 17-13 Chargers. Like I said, it's going to be back and forth scoring. Obviously, you've got two high-powered offenses going at one another with great passing games. Nick Bolton had him around his eyes. He was trying to make sure he couldn't see the end zone, I guess. But let me see if we have some viewer comments. I don't think so. I didn't have any polls or anything released. Like I said, it was a busy weekend. Um, but let me look here. Yeah, nothing really going on in terms of polls that haven't already been paid attention to. Um, like I said, we're gonna go to some fantasy football talk. Here at halftime. Um, Again, thank you all for joining me tonight, as always. Um, Appreciate your presence, both physical presence and being there presence. um, it was a fun birthday weekend overall. Had a great time with my girlfriend, the rugby boys, and of course my family. Um, got a new laptop too, so expect some higher quality content coming up real soon. Um, I haven't gotten a chance to kind of fiddle around with it quite yet. I'll probably do that after the game tonight. Um, but it's a pretty cool laptop. I'm looking forward to using it and looking forward to seeing what I can do with this new laptop with higher quality and everything like that. So, anyway, good old Hollywood Walk of Fame. Does anyone else not? Does anyone else think SoFi Stadium just looks goofy? Like I don't like SoFi. I like the Raiders Stadium a lot more than I like SoFi. In terms of talking new stadiums, I think the Raiders one is a lot more fitting. I'm not sure why you fielded that punt there, Pacheco. That was not a great decision there by Isaiah Pacheco. Um, Dave Tobe was probably beside himself. Yeah, you don't field that kick. Come on, Isaiah. Ugh. That's a rookie mistake. That that needs to go out of bounds. And I think Dave Tobe just gave him an earful for it. So, or is going to give him an earful. I'm pretty sure he's on the field as a running back right now. So here we go. Chiefs from the 6. Kind of makes up for it. Not really. With a 6-yard gain there by Pacheco. Maybe he'll just run ticked off because, unlike Travis Kelce, Isaiah Pacheco plays a lot better when he's ticked off. Still in there, Chiefs in the shotgun here. I would expect some short gain pass. Maybe even like an RPO of some sort. Like I said, MVS cannot snag it. Just threw it a little off time. Like I said, I mean, this Chiefs offense has looked, these past couple games has just looked kind of out of sync. I mean, it's not even getting too cute anymore. It's just Patrick Mahomes. Yeah, he threw the ball way behind him. The timing's got to be there. So, 3rd and 5 here. 2:52 left to go in the half. So that's something, and that's not what you want. And a 3 and out, second in a row for the Chiefs. was just not a good throwing decision by Patrick Mahomes, and I just really feel like his decision making has gotten worse this season. We kind of saw shades of it last season, but this season he's just kind of looked out of sync with his receivers. I mean, even Travis Kelsey, and it's not looks good. um, and with this one, you give the Chargers one more chance to score on you before the half, and they do get the ball at the start of the second half. So huge defensive possession here. Definitely need a stop for sure. Um, hmm. I guess Henry Winkler got a Chiefs jersey. He's at the game tonight. The Fawn's getting a Chiefs jersey. Always good to see. Something something that's a bit intriguing that I just saw on Twitter here. Kelly Leipold tweeting about the Kelly Leipold, if you don't know, is Lance Leipold's wife. And she tweeted, "Thank you all who made it a memorable season. Can't wait to be back at the booth next season." I think that's pretty telling that Lance Leipold is coming back and is not going anywhere. Um, Definitely hoping for an extension. I think he deserves an extension. I think the Jayhawks need to give him an extension in order to continue this run, because they've got a lot of returning starters. As I've said before, they have a lot. They have a big chance at making a big splash in the Big 12 this next year. Obviously, you've got new teams coming into the fold with Cincinnati, UCF, and a whole bunch of other teams, BYU, that are coming into this conference, and they'll give KU good competition. Houston as well. It'll be it'll be interesting to see what KU football looks like next year. I think they have a good chance as any to make a splash to possibly even get to that Big 12 championship. They had a shot this year with the Texas loss. That's all but gone. In fact, it is gone. So, but anyway, I would expect a hurry up offense here, which is not the Chiefs' defense forte. They're not very good on the back foot, and with that first down completion for another first down, it's not looking good. I mean, that wasn't even a double move. L'Jarius Sneed's got to do better there and just containing Keenan Allen. And Eckler gets about 3 there. And it's down to the 2-minute warning, which means probably another commercial break. One thing I really do not like about primetime football is the amount of commercials. I get it. It's one of the most watched things on television. But, I mean, come on. I may or may not stream the whole game. Just kind of putting that out there now. I am very tired from this weekend. And I'll do my best to get what I can done. But obviously, like I said, there wasn't a ton to talk about this week. Kind of got through what I wanted to get through. we're gonna talk about fantasy at halftime and then kind of go from there. I might stream a little bit of the third quarter. We'll see. But I don't think I want to stream the entire game because we're running on an hour 20 already, and that would be 3 gigantic ScorchCasts in a row. So, I like my voice. I like having quality content that doesn't last for 3 hours and that y'all can watch. So, not saying that this isn't quality content or anything. At least I hope it is. But I don't think y'all want to listen to 4 hours of me watching a sports game. So, maybe you do. Who knows? But if that's the case, come over and watch it with me. Don't actually do that. unless I invite you over, don't actually do that. Tell you what, man. I'm excited to listen to these new vinyls that I got. I got a good Johnny Cash one, Bob Marley, and then my favorite Led Zeppelin album. And then I got a cool little Pink Floyd trinket, little Pink Floyd magnet from my girlfriend Sarah, that was made out of refurbished recycled vinyl, which is really, really cool. So I appreciate that as always. So. But we got 2nd and 7 now. Chargers back in Chiefs territory, and they're gonna light that one up for about a 1-yard loss. That's the run defense that we want to see. It's just linebackers flying up as the big thing here. The issue is the linebackers are not hitting the gaps hard enough, which is causing the offensive linemen to fill and to block. But in that case, I think there was a couple missed assignments on the inside there, which allowed for the linebackers to run free. And it looks like the Chiefs are pressuring Herbert here. Herbert might run, and he will not get the first down, and there might be a flag coming. And there will be. And it's Bolton again with just a bad... They might talk about it, but the hit was inbounds, I think. Okay, that was definitely not inbounds. God, Nick. Another stupid mistake from a guy that I thought had discipline. But thus far, he's just made dumb mistakes. He's got to get his head on straight. All right, well. 1st and 10 Chargers after it should have been 4th down. But unfortunately, Nick Bolton did not have his head on straight. So it'll be 1st down from the 27. Karlaftis got pressure there, still does not have the sack, and that left a wide open Josh Palmer for another 1st down catch. Chargers threatening, and that's not good. Gosh, just 4 different missed tackles there. Eckler just bouncing off of them. At the NFL level, you shouldn't be missing tackles, in my opinion. You should have... it's just grabbing. I'm not sure why Brian Cook is in there. Frank Clark just had a terrible effort. He's got to keep his feet. L'Jarius Sneed also. You've played football for this long and you still don't tackle correctly? It's one of the key fundamentals of the game. I don't know. I get it. The defensive rules have changed and whatnot, but a good tackle is not that hard to execute. Coming from a rugby player that does it all the time. So 40 seconds left. Chargers are at like the 10-yard line. That Pacheco special teams mistake is proven to be pretty brutal. I would expect a short gain here. Run. Oh. And Chiefs sniffed that out from the beginning. A great play there. It's 3rd and mid now. I would expect Staley to probably call one more play here. And then it will probably be a run to run down the clock. And then if they don't get it on the run, they'll kick the field goal to go up 7. That's what I would do personally. It's a great tackle by L'Jarius Sneed. Who knows? Maybe maybe Justin Herbert will throw another interception to Jalen Watson because Brandon Staley. Wow, that was only a 3-yard loss. So yeah, 3rd and short. I would fully expect a run here though. Probably a draw play of some sort. They're gonna pass, and Herbert. Oh, very close to a pick there. Good stiff red zone defense. Bemba don't break, but shoot. I mean, they're lucky to avoid a touchdown there. I mean, super lucky. Frank Clark got great pressure there, and I think that was Karloftis on the other side. Or no, that was Chris Jones. But they'll kick a field goal here. Go up 7 for half, and then they get the ball at half, which, it will be another huge defensive stand. Huge defensive stand coming. Chiefs do have 14 seconds. We've seen them do more with less. But against the Charger defense, it may... I wouldn't be surprised if they just took this to half. I mean, frankly speaking, you want to prevent another brutal mistake to get you to go down more. But who knows? Maybe Isaiah Pacheco will redeem himself in return for a touchdown. I mean, that's a great stop there by the Chiefs defense. Obviously, with the 1 sec. Sorry, guys. And Burton will go down. There's 6 seconds left. I would hurry up and get up if you want to run a play. If I'm Michael Burton, I'm falling down on that ball. They're talking about 13 seconds and how Buffalo's struggled with snow. Well, looks like they're going to run a play. We'll see what happens here. A 4 wide on the left, and that's just an incomplete pass. You still have 3 seconds left, so I mean, if you do want to run something, you got a shot. But judging on that last play, I mean... I guess Kadarius Toney's injured. Great. So That's another wide receiver off the board for the Chiefs. That's rough. And he's got Watson. Watson gets surrounded by Chargers, and that'll be the end of the half. So, decent effort if you complete that first throw. I feel like you would have had a shot there, but Chiefs going into halftime, 13-20. Kind of what we expected, honestly, with the Chargers playing on their home turf. They're a good team. They always provide a dogfight for this Chiefs team. But the Chiefs have been here before. They were here the last time they played the Chargers. And I fully believe that there could be a second half turnaround. And the Chiefs can finally open up that scoring. But as far as my halftime thoughts go, yeah, it looks like typical Chiefs Chargers game. Two just offensive minded teams duking it out. What is defense? Defense has stiffened up when it needed to. That Charger defense has capitalized on some pretty brutal mistakes. I think if the Chiefs just limit the errors, this is a much different ballgame. Obviously, with that Pacheco special teams mishap, Travis Kelce not getting turned around to catch the ball, Patrick Mahomes throwing a little bit behind MVS. I mean, these are small plays that have a big impact, and could end up being the difference between winning and losing. And I think the Chiefs know as well as anybody, and Andy Reid knows as well as anybody, that these are errors that need to be corrected. So I think they'll go back to the locker room, go back to the drawing board, and come out firing the second half. So, like they always have against the Chargers. So, I have faith. It's not looked amazing thus far, but I still have faith. They've shown flashes of good team offense and good team defense. So, but let's talk fantasy, shall we? So, in the Burn KC League, I currently am in the lead over the KC Steinleys. If you did not hear last weekend, I upset the top team in the league. I upset Team Merrigan. That's a big moral victory for the Burn KC. I had a great game, and a lot of people that Jonathan Taylor being back and actually having a half decent game really helped. But other than that, it was right down to the wire. It was a great game. Around the league, we've had some pretty solid matchups. It shows in the records here. We've got the 9-1 team of the Average Joes, and then Team Merrigan, the Merrigan brothers, just cleaning up this league. Clayton, you're 9-1. I fully expect you to win this league, and if you don't, it's going to be a huge disappointment. Tyler, you showed that you're destructible. Way to lose against the team with one win. I look down upon you. But other than that, I still have the worst team in the league by far. I am still 2 games back of the second worst team, which, there are 3, 4, and 6 teams, 2, 5, and 5 teams, a 7 and 3 team, and a 9 and 1 team. So, frankly speaking, I still got a shot. If I can win out, I still have the greatest shot as any. But obviously we're coming down to the wire in terms of terms of this league here. We'll just have to see. I mean, I am currently 8-2 in my rugby league, and then 6-4 in my family league. So, and I am right on the border between playoffs and not playoffs in that league. So, um, but let's talk about some top tier fantasy performers. Travis Kelce, obviously, um, proving that he is worth that pick and worth every penny that the Chiefs give him. These past couple of games. Then obviously we've got guys like Justin Herbert, Aaron Jones, Nick Chubb, and all them just balling out. I mean, there's some top fantasy performers this year. You don't get a ton of them, but the ones that you do get really show out. So, that being said, probably gonna hit the bathroom real quick. I'll be right back. Like I said, it's probably not gonna be the full game that I cast through. I'll probably just cast through the end of this halftime show and then give myself a break. Not that I don't love doing this, I obviously do. And I love reaching out to you guys, having a lot of fun over here, just casting, talking the game, talking ball with some of you. But yeah, I'm quite tired. So we'll probably cut it off here at the end of this halftime, and go from there. So I will be right back. Give me just a moment. We're back. But some keys to the second half here. Before I go, um, we've got to keep feeding Pacheco and feeding that run game. I really feel like that we've kind of shied away from it in favor of our pass game um, tonight, and I feel like we should be incorporating the run more, which is, obviously a bold statement when it comes to the Chiefs. But I mean, with Kadarius Toney being questionable to return, I would expect the Chiefs to run the football more, to find those short game passes and to just dink and dunk down the field the whole way. I wouldn't expect any big time throws. You might see one or two if the Chargers defense kind of keys into that run or short pass game and just gets too condensed. But overall, the key for the Chiefs offense right now is just cleaning up those mistakes and cleaning up these easily preventable errors. They've been driving and kind of just fell off, and those past couple drives, it just kind of looked like they were not motivated at all to drive the football down the field, and just way too many mistakes that fortunately enough, only cost us 3 points. They're really actually 10. Now I think about it, because they scored the touchdown, and then, it was 10 points. But nonetheless, you got to find a way to be able to prevent the Charger offense from the big play first and foremost, and just clean up the stupid mistakes. Nick Bolton, I praise you for being one of the more disciplined guys on this defense, and you have made 2 grave errors thus far. So, it's just a matter of cleaning up those things. I mean, this is still a very winnable game for the Chiefs. They're not out of this by any stretch. But playing from behind, you have to recognize what you need to clean up and what you need to get back into this game. And, luckily it's only a 1-possession game and everything like that. But, I mean, those past couple offensive drives were concerning for sure. So, but as I said, this is probably going to be the end of this live stream. It's not performing all that well, first and foremost. Only a couple of you are watching it. And number 2, I'm kind of tired. So, probably going to cut it off here and watch the rest of this game and then go to bed. So, I will catch you guys next Sunday. It'll be post-Thanksgiving, so time may be subject to change. We'll see, but I'll more than likely do it on Sunday. But other than that, articles should be released as scheduled, and we should have hopefully a solid crop of articles coming our way to cover the rest of this game, or to cover the rest of, the rest of it. We will cover sports this next week. Let's just say that. Like I said, I'm just getting really tired. It's been a long week, but it's been a fun week. And again, thank you very much for the kind birthday wishes. Geez, 2 cases of holding on the receiving. That's a good sign, right? But yeah, it'll be a good week, and I am extremely thankful for all the birthday wishes and all the gifts that I received as well, and all the company that I had. You guys are awesome. I love each and every one of you, and it was a real pleasure. So, this is the Burn Casey signing off for the night. Have a great night. Have a happy Thanksgiving, And I will see you guys next Sunday. See you later.